Okay, welcome to a podcast, everybody. This is Wild Thing, of course, talking normally with Darkwave, of course. I consider we're not a full party. We haven't been a full party in like 2-3 weeks. Jesus Christ, I just realized that. When are we gonna be a full party again?
Who knows?
I was about to say Darkwave.
We're lonely.
Is it just me again? Whatever. So,
you can't hear me?
I can hear you. So, as everybody well knows, it's Friday. You know, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. You know, hopefully you enjoyed your Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Of course. Next thing's next. Because it's not all of us, I can actually just talk to you about that scalper business that's recently been discovered. Have you seen it?
Oh, I've seen it. Definitely seen it.
What are your opinions on that bullshit?
All scalpers, and I mean it so hardly. Okay, should have if they're male, have their balls cut immediately. If it's a female, I don't know. I hope you cut your hair wrong or something. Who knows?
Jesus Christ.
Honestly, without joking around, scalpers are all pieces of shit. That's just being the honest opinion of it. You know, I get it. You know, this happens anytime something's new. It can be shoes, could be graphics cards, can be video game consoles, but and usually it's not as bad as this. The main reason why it's bad is all Sony. This is all Sony's fault right here. No question.
Oh, wow.
This is Sony's fault. This whole only online shit, it's not from the store. It's Sony making that announcement, and probably the stores too. But this is all there. This is a shit show. With everything being online only as far as the PlayStation, and I guess now the Xbox, at least in Target, it'll be Xbox. Except for GameStop. You're just making the bot accounts and the scalpers just get it that much easier.
Yeah, Best Buy just got that extra step.
Yeah, good job. But that's whenever we get, whenever they get something again, I thought they got some today, but it was the 22nd, so that was my, mistake. But, I want to share something with you in the podcast. So I went to work at 11 o'clock last night. Yeah. Well, I had to be at work at 12 midnight, but I went I got there early, 11:30. Now, remember when Sony announced all this stuff, that the purpose of this was to avoid camping out and avoid these, these lines trying to get a PlayStation, for COVID reasons, right?
Yeah.
At 11:30, GameStop did not open until 7 a.m. 11:30 p.m. probably even earlier than that. But from when I got there at 11:30, there was at least 5-6 people already camping out.
Yep.
When I got off work at about 7 o'clock, the line was wrapped around almost to the shoppers.
Wow.
This is 2 weeks after a console launch. 2 weeks. When have you seen a camping out for any console? 2 weeks later. You see people hoard the store, rush into the store and go buy it. But when have you ever seen people camping out?
I haven't.
Longer than about 30 minutes. 2 weeks.
I have not seen it personally.
Exactly. I've never seen it until today. What's going to happen is, the longer that these stay online only, it's going to get worse.
Really?
Because, yes, the common person, and I want to alliterate to most people. People think I'm upset I don't have a PlayStation. I'm not upset I don't have a PlayStation. Realistically, I'm not, because honestly, outside of Demon Souls, I would be playing nothing. That's it. And after I've beaten it once or twice or however my PlayStation will legit sit there, because I probably wouldn't want to transfer over everything to my from my PS4 to my PlayStation anyway until we get the external hard drive support, the NVMe support. So most likely I'll still be on my PS4 anyway. Plus, with everything basically being upgraded to PS5 if you buy for the PS4, I can wait technically. I can. Okay? Because I've had plenty of times to pre-order. I could have pre-ordered from Target. I actually had the Sony invitation. So if I really, really wanted it to a point where I'm like, yes, I must have it, I would have had it already. But the problem is with it being online only, every day, or the moment that it goes into the store, it will be like launch day. Meaning you will have people camping out because the common man is not going to be able to get it. Walmart's a shit show. Target hasn't had it since launch. Best Buy, seemingly, I don't know if it's happy. It's the only place that's going to actually take precautions against bot accounts. These bots accounts that people just make 1,000 different emails, set up with bots, and they end up with 30 PS5s in their fucking hand.
Pretty much.
It's going to remain worse because the common person is not getting it. You can't go to a store. Stores are going to get like 2. And people are going to constantly camp out. It's not even about going to the store bright and early. Now you got to camp out many hours into the day to get a PlayStation. 2 weeks later. This is going on to December on in. It is absolutely fucking ridiculous. And until they allow it to be bought in stores like a normal human being, as if nothing else is being bought in stores, as if people don't pour it out Walmart, pour it out Target, and all these other retail stores as it is. People come in those stores as if nothing's wrong anyway. They just put a mask on and think it's okay and dandy. So until you allow these things to be sold in store, this camping out will always be an issue. Until you allow it to be bought like a normal fucking item. If it was bought in stores, I guarantee you wouldn't have people camping out 2 weeks later. It'd be more of a, I'll arrive early and hope I get one. Not gonna fucking sit there and camp out almost 8 hours for a PlayStation 2 weeks down the line.
Wow.
It's ridiculous, man.
I mean, for me, it is getting more and more ridiculous as I keep going. Well, we can't. Oh, we don't have this and that. I'm like, well, good thing I was lucky as fuck the way I was lucky. It's just like, what is happening when it comes to this nonsense? And the fact that these scalpers was able to obtain 3,500, and that you read the excuse that they made, right?
I read it, but I don't remember the exact wording.
Like, their excuses was just so bad, yo. Oh my goodness.
You talking about Sony or the scalpers?
The scalpers. The scalpers tried to
What's
make
your
the
excuse?
most bullshit excuse. Hold up, let me pull that up for you, sir. Because it is a lot of shit that they said. But at the end of the day, they said they have no regrets. But
I mean, listen. Scalpers are pieces of shit, number one. But at the end of the day, do you know why scalpers do it?
why?
Because dumbasses buy it from them.
Yeah.
Scalpers are pieces of shit, but the people who buy from the scalpers are just as bad. You enable them to go out there and continue to buy these consoles. I guarantee you there are scalpers who got PS5s every time this went live. Why wouldn't you? I mean, like I said, scalpers are trash. I wouldn't do it because, it's a thing in me where I know I don't like it, so I'm not going to do it back. But realistically, if I was that type of guy who added bots and did everything that needed to be done to scout 35 PS5s or however many 15 PS5s in my house combined of digital and physical, and I'm selling them for like $50 a pop, and people are legitimately buying them from me, I mean, business is booming. If you look at it that way.
Of course.
So the scalpers succeed because the idiots are buying it from them. So not only are the scalpers pieces of shit, if you buy from a scalper, and I don't care who's listening to me, you are a piece of shit. You're on their level. You may not actually, you might just be a little bit worse. Because they could spend their money and scalp, but if no one buys it from them, they have all these PS5s and can do nothing with it, but then sell it for normal price. The fact that y'all go out there and spend $8, $9, $1,000 for a console is absolutely ridiculous. A console with legitimately maybe just one game. That's not that you can't buy on PS4. Let me rephrase that. One exclusive or a couple, but one great game that you can't buy on PS4, and that's Demon Souls, which half of the community will not play any. Though it's the easiest Souls game, they still won't play.
Oh yeah, it actually sold well. All right, if you can remember a couple of weeks ago where I asked, will it sell well because it's now on PlayStation 4? It actually did well. Surprisingly.
Well, I mean, I said it would do well. There's no way it wouldn't. There's a ton. Listen, like I said, as many Souls fans as there are, there's many who don't. But there's gonna be tons of people who buy it because you have to remember a lot of people. I'll use JD for example. He bought Demon Souls. This motherfucker has never played a Dark Souls game a day in his life. At least not to my knowledge. So you have people who've never heard of Demon Souls, and they look at it like, oh, this game looks great. So they probably bought it off that too. Plus, what else is there to buy? So I'm not surprised it did well. I'm glad it did well. It will get no DLC, nothing like that. But
I hope it does, because that last tombstone is still broken, and I'm like, you couldn't have fixed that and give us an extra shit.
Well, it would take Miyazaki coming in, or Miyazaki giving Bluehole his blessing, but we don't know how Bluehole isn't actually making a game without the blueprint laid for them.
Yeah.
I think they've only done remakes and remasters. I think I could be wrong.
They did a lot of remasters and remakes, yeah.
Yeah, and you can't.
And they worked on Killer Instinct.
Yeah, but you can't. Outside, the remakes and remasters, you can't really, hold it as they're doing great because the blueprint is already laid out for them.
Yep.
I think Demon Souls is probably like the one game that they legit made probably from the ground up, because obviously that's a completely ground up game. That's like I do believe they added new animations and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, the blueprint for how that game is supposed to be made, the level design, enemy placement, and all that was basically there. All they do was copy and paste, add some new animations, tighten up, freshen up the graphics, new engine, and there you go. I don't think they've ever done something where it's like a blank piece of paper and they have to actually draw on it without any references. If you know what I mean. Like, they've had references, they had the blueprint to do everything they've done. Not saying they can't, but I don't know if I've never seen them do it yet. So, I don't know if a Demon Souls DLC would even, I guess, they had to get the blessing of Miyazaki, number one. Number two, we have to see, hopefully they do it good, but who knows, man. Miyazaki is probably still busy with Elden Ring. What the fuck that can be.
Yeah, God knows when Elden Ring is coming out. But onto the piece of shit company from Crab Chiefs Notified, right? They said the PS5. Hold up, no. I'm not even gonna fucking what's it called. I'm gonna skip past some of the things that they said. They said pretty much they had a bunch of monitors set up. They said they didn't use bots, even though nobody believes it. And they pretty much said lots of the community have been for long made redundant or at some form of disadvantage due to the pandemic. These people have managed to cover their bills, put food on the table, and supply Christmas to the children. And it would be unfortunate that a child won't wake up to a PS5 this Christmas, but another child may have woken up to nothing. We have no regrets. And the people have been letting these motherfuckers have it. I'm gonna read some comments because some of these are just pure gold. Oh my god! It says, "There's no way that you could have secured that many consoles without bots. I got my family a PS5 the right way. Hopefully, Sony takes action against garbage like you." Hold up. Nope, they won't do nothing against him. Not even a fuck book.
I hope they're not expecting Sony to do that type shit, because Sony don't give a shit.
Sony's not gonna do anything, even though they did fuck Sony over with the inventory. It says
no, because Sony looks at it as, oh, we made money.
Yeah. Another thing. It says you are scalpers, nothing more, nothing less. The fact that you are only buying consoles and then sell them at a vastly increased price, the way above the RP, extremely reprehensible, and you should do us all a favor and just fuck off. Oh, this one is fucking hilarious. It says if you can't beat the scalpers, you join them. For one dude, and it says, dude, you're a piece of shit. It says, how does it feel knowing your kids are growing up with a dad that's a piece of shit? Damn. Well, in some areas, scalping is illegal. People forget that. Since Sony won't honor the warranty of the third-party sale, all scalpers, William Gordon, should get stuck with their product. Damn, that is true.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, this dude was like, so I am a piece of shit because I bought a PS5 and an Xbox for myself and my kids. It says, because poor David didn't think outside the box and got nothing. Damn.
No, if you bought it, if you got a PlayStation legit, or however you got it, listen, if you use a bot account to get a PlayStation, I'm not going to sit here and deny you. It's when you turn around and you scalping it. Like, okay, so for example, if I use a bot account, right, to grab myself one PlayStation, right?
Yeah.
For myself. Or if you did it, right? You're not a piece of shit. You got a bot and you got your console. But you got one console, right? You're not flipping it, you're not selling it, for $1,700 fucking dollars. And even if you did do that, you have how many? One. It's the scalpers who take pictures legitimately of like 10, 15 PlayStations lined up in a wall. Those are the pieces of shit.
These niggas have 3,500. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that.
Yeah. They are the piece of shit. Like, if you told me, I use a bot account to get my PlayStation, I'm not going to sit here and blame you. Why would I? Especially when, you know what I'm saying? If you bought a PlayStation, if you bought one PlayStation and you decide to sell it, I would consider that a piece of shit. To a certain extent. You only bought one. You bought one. Like anyone else would have.
Yeah.
It's when you have multiple PlayStations, robbing many people from getting it. On top of using the box to get all of them. On top of selling that shit for $1,700, $900. If you bought a PlayStation 5, one PlayStation 5, and decide to sell it, I mean, you could say that's a piece of shit, but you only bought one. You bought one, so it's like, on one hand, you could say, oh, that's wrong, someone else could have wanted that console. But at the same time, you bought one. You fought, well, not with a bot account, but you fought, if whatever, you still got only one. What as most people did. But when you see people like 10 or 15 of these motherfuckers, yeah, that shit, to me, that's even worse, I still think buying something just to sell it is a hit and miss. Yeah. Sometimes you buy it just to sell it. I mean, it's not necessarily right because someone else may want it. But if you only bought one, and you're not sitting here trying to rob like 15 of them motherfuckers, I can maybe understand, it's the Christmas holiday, you maybe want a little bit extra cash, so why not sell a PlayStation 5?
Yeah.
And maybe. If you got one, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. I wouldn't harp on you too much.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call you a complete piece of shit because you only did one. Whatever. But when you got 4, 5, 6, 7 on up, and you're trying to hawk these, and then you take a picture of it, like showing, like, yeah, look at me, I got it, yeah. You're a piece of shit. 110%. There's no even.
Finish what you're saying?
No, I'm saying there's no debate. Like, I could debate you buying one and selling it. I can't debate you having 5, 6, 7, 8. $900.
Hey, yo, there's one that says, this issue doesn't justify anything. By your logic, you are making a business out of something that is unethical, which results in people in the current pandemic, which results in helping people in the current pandemic. I'm sorry. Is it okay for me to steal your supply so I can sell that supply and use the money for charity? By your logic, it is absolutely the same. Fucking hilarious.
I mean,
oh,
unfortunately,
yeah.
As much as I hate them, scalpers will always exist, man. I mean, you have in-store scalpers. Yeah. Scalpers don't exist just online. You have people who go in stores and buy like 5 items of one thing and go sell it. I've seen it.
Oh, my favorite,
especially when consoles.
Oh yeah, yeah. My thing is in where I work currently, you can't. If you're trying to buy 5 phones, we're gonna go nah. Why not?
I'm talking about like when something comes out, like say for example, like next year, right?
Yeah.
Say summer, the PS5 you'll probably be able to buy it anywhere. Hopefully, you'll have people probably go in there and buy 2 or 3 of them just to sell. Scalpers exist in all forms. It's just that on the internet, it's far easier because they can just make bot accounts. But unfortunately, scalpers wouldn't really exist as much if people didn't buy from them as much. There'll always be someone buying from something because people just get desperate.
Yeah.
But if people didn't buy it as much as they do, then scalpers wouldn't exist. Well, what the fuck they gonna do with 35 PS5s? What the fuck I'm gonna do with 6 PS5s? What the fuck I'm gonna do with 10? If no one buys this shit, I got like a good $2,000 just sitting here, and I can't sell shit. If people didn't buy that shit as often, then the scalpers will kind of lay off because they'd be like, well, this is not even worth my. This is not worth the investment. This is not worth me getting a bot. This is not me sitting at my computer with a bunch of guys refreshing my fucking page to try to get a bunch of PS5s. If no one's going to buy it, it's a waste of money. Unfortunately, enough people in the world buy that shit, and it's a profit at the end of the day. Now, if you have a scalper, if you're a friend who's a scalper, they may just give you one for the normal price and call it a fucking day.
Yeah.
But as far as like legitimately selling, the eBayers out there, people buy that shit all the time. That's why they always will exist. Always. You have some scalpers who undercut, and you have some scalpers who overcut. Yeah. More often not, they overcut. The only time you see a scalper undercut is if fucking the product is just not that good anymore, and it's not worth $400 or something. Then you may see an undercut at $350, $200, but more likely.
Hey, hold on. This is the best excuse this is the best comment I've seen. It says barely enough to buy food and pay bills, but enough to buy a lot of PS5s.
I mean, they probably make money to buy those PS5s. That's probably not even it.
And then
I don't know people. I don't know if people understand. This pandemic has. I mean, for some it has been. I'm not saying it hasn't, but for some people, it has not been that bad for them.
Yeah.
A lot of people. I mean, look at the landscape. People are buying Nintendo Switches, PlayStation 4s, Xbox Ones. They were buying shit like it was fucking brand new.
Yep.
I haven't even seen a PS4 in stores in months. Anywhere. So, this pandemic, as bad as it has been for a lot of people have not felt the effects at all. In no way, shape, or form. None. So, that statement is kind of hit and miss because a lot of people have made more money now than ever before. So,
This one says they're no different than the people who loaded up on baby whites and stuff, tried to extort people for large amounts of money during the shortages from the pandemic. They have money, so they're trying to use that money to make more money. They don't care that they're potentially hurting some child and ruining the holidays because the parents can't afford inflated system prices.
I mean, they're not wrong. I mean, scalpers will always exist. The problem is you people buy from them. Like the people commenting are not wrong, but they fail to understand. You're saying this, but yet they're still raking in the cash.
Oh no, they barely so. Turns out that looks like they barely sold them drinks.
Good, and I hope they don't. I hope they don't. I hope scalpers sit there with 3,500 PS5. I hope it gets to a point where they have to undercut them. That's what I want to see. Or sell it at normal price. Like, the sad thing about scalpers is I don't think they understand. If you sold a PlayStation 5 at the $500 mark, the 523 or whatever it is for tax, yeah, you may not make a profit off the complete consoles. Maybe you can bump that up to like 550. You might actually sell more. But they want like double profit and shit. But I don't know, man. It's just this console launch, man, due to the online shit, it is the worst of all time in terms of like just the launch itself.
Yeah,
fucking terrible.
It's getting more and more. It's getting more and more annoying for a lot of people, but for me personally, because I'm privileged enough to have both, and I'm privileged enough to do what I did. I didn't scalp. I didn't do anything illegal. I pretty much earned my way into both of them. The Xbox, little bit of some shady shit, little bit, not too much. The PlayStation literally got to the store, got to the GameStop on time. Xbox, it was just I have friends at the GameStop, which is why I tell people to make sure you make friends with the people at the GameStop, especially the manager. They'll help you out. That's for both of them. Yeah, at the end of the day, I'm more privileged to have both of them. But I feel for people who have to go through the nonsense that is like scalpers and people having it in their cart and trying to check it out and they go, oops, no, it's no longer in sale. Like, Spirit did not. She had to get the physical one. She wanted the digital one.
Walmart looking at you.
Yep. And it's like, it's so bad when you try to get the one you want and you have to get the opposite one you want. Thankfully, Galactic had a second one and he was able to give it to her. He didn't oversell it. He didn't do anything. He just literally bought the joint. He had one physical, one digital, and just gave it to Spirit, and Spirit paid him back. He didn't go, here's an extra $1,000, or give me an extra $1,000. He gave it to her. So it's like, yo, come on, man. But the fuck was that? I heard fuck being screamed really loud. Oh, was that JD?
That was JD.
The hell is he talking about this time?
I don't know. I'm not paying attention.
Oh, sorry about that. Well, yeah, like I said, man, it's just the scalping shit. It's very annoying to me. And yes, I'm not one of the victims, but I know I'm in a party full of them victims right now, and I'm pretty sure everybody is annoyed at the fact that they literally tried to get their PlayStations like 9 times now, and everybody announced these days and that days, and then it goes, oh. Well, thankfully, Best Buy was like, all right, now that we know about this, let's add this extra step to it. So now you can't just bot Xbox. You have to go through the step. And I do hope that this company that trying to make it sound like they're doing something for the pandemic, they don't get no business. I hope and pray to God that they lose business And because now that everybody's making it aware, it's going to be harder for them to sell because they're being a piece of shit. You know what I
I
mean?
hope so too. Anyone who's scalping like that, you know, to that extent, yes, they deserve to get nothing.
And I can't wait to see the repercussions of their nonsense. I can't wait.
Nothing. Probably
Okay.
nothing.
We'll see.
I mean, obviously Sony don't give a shit.
Oh yeah, Sony's not gonna give a shit because Sony.
Sony, you know, they're like, oh, Black Lives Matter. I mean, not Black Lives. No, we stole a lot.
Speaking of Sony, they did put a Black Lives Matter thing in the middle of the
They did,
Spider-Man
but
Miles Morales.
that's called PR.
Yeah,
PR.
yeah, that was clearly PR. What the hell was that?
Sony don't give two shits about these scalpers, man. They don't give a shit. They don't give a shit if you play a console or not. As long as you buy it, they make money.
Oh, I thought Galactic was my PlayStation party. I was about to smack the shit out of Galactic. I'm like, Galactic, what the fuck? Anywho, so the next thing, let's move on as far as this because we can talk about scalpers and bullshit for the rest of the goddamn time. Have you seen what's been going on with Avengers?
Yeah, you hear something. This is the first time. Well, I wouldn't say the first time, but the first time in a real while that you hear a video game basically not making the money it made to make it. You usually hear that about movies all the time. Yeah. Video games, you don't hear that about.
Yeah, my problem, and again, I've said this again and again and again with Avengers. I told multiple people, and I've told one person in particular who loves the story mode. It's not a good story mode. The combat's okay. Hell, Godfall got better combat. That's the sad part. Yeah, the combat's okay, but everything else about the game is not good. It doesn't make it a good
It's
game.
A looter game.
Yeah. Yeah, Avengers is not. It's not good. The story is so basic and bland and predictable, and they chose the worst villain as the main villain of all time for a group of like that.
Who's the main villain in that game?
MODOK.
Really?
Yeah. So you fight a bunch of robots, you fight giant robots, and you fight 3 villains. Now the 3 villains are Abomination for one mission, about 5 minutes. You fight freaking Taskmaster for one mission for about 5 minutes. Then you fight MODOK, and then he gets into another robot. So yeah, so essentially all this is nonsense. And I have the same problem with Spider-Man Miles Morales. It's only 3 villains. It's only 3 villains. Why did they keep doing this for Marvel games? Like, give us better villains. Like,
they want quantity over quality, sir.
Bro, look. If they took the villains from the original Spider-Man game, and you know what? No, better yet, if they combined the villains from the Marvel's Avengers and combined it with Marvel's Spider-Man, they would have a lot of villains and it would be fucking amazing. But instead, we have to sit here and fight 3 villains. One of them you fight twice. The other one you fight one time. It's just so bad, yo. It's just so bad. And this is, I'm not gonna lie to you, Spider-Man Miles Morales has the worst version of the Tinkerer I've ever seen in my life. No one can tell me otherwise. It's like the main villain, and a spoiler here, was the Tinkerer, and she had a moment of look. Even Spirit was looking at the screen like, what? When your villain is stupid and or doesn't make any sense, and you expect me, when they do a heroic thing, to feel sorry for them, I'm not going to do it. It's just going to make me look at them like, well, oops. You committed a oopsie, so now you're dead. Oops. Like, get out of here, bro. Like, you said what?
No, sir. I haven't played Miles Morales, nor do I have any intention to. Honestly,
I mean, it's a good game. Don't get me
I
wrong.
just don't care.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. It's a good game. It's just when you play a bunch of games. Oh, when you played Spider-Man last year, and then you guys, like, you had so much better. You did so much better with your game last year. So, like, at this point, I'm just like, yo, it's short and sweet to the point. But like, I platinumed the game, and it only took 2 playthroughs, and it's just a bunch of nonsense. But I don't even talk about that now. But back to Avengers, and somebody actually asked me, which is better, Avengers or Spider-Man? Miles Morales. And I said, Miles Morales, if I was to give it a score before I finish the review that I'm making, it'd be a 7. Avengers is like a 4. It's not even comparable. The story may have been kind of in Miles Morales, but I'd rather play Miles Morales 100 times over, because I actually had something with that game. It's called fun, versus the other game where I was barely having fun and I only had fun in the moment. But that game is full of so many goddamn bugs, it wasn't even funny, bro.
Yes, the infamous bugs.
Yep, and as Galactic would say, 95% of the game is loading screens. You can't tell him otherwise. 95% of the game is straight loading screens. My man got so mad that he beat the game. He beat the game and was like, yo, 95% of these joints are just straight loading screens. Like, he literally got to the end of the joint and was like, yo, I bet you can cut half my time out. But the loading screens kept half that shit in there.
That's crazy.
Also, that was also a big problem, considering that Ghost of Tsushima came out within close succession of the game. Why did Ghost of Tsushima had 2 times better loading screens than that jump? Ghost of Tsushima, when you fast traveled on Ghost, it was like, all right, you're there, have fun. In this joint, you try to travel
Ghost
anywhere.
Tsushima.
You said what?
I said Ghost of Tsushima is just a fucking well, I would say masterpiece, but it's a fucking great game.
Yeah, it's a great game. It's probably gonna be game of the year this year. Probably, or my personal.
Ghost of Tsushima,
yeah,
was built to be good. The other game was built just to make cash.
Yeah. Off the Avengers name, and it failed miserably.
Basically, there's literally that's the difference there. One was to make money off a name, and the other was made to be a good game. You know, no one went to Ghost of Tsushima and be like, yeah, let's make this game to appeal to a name to get cash. No. They went in and said, let's make a goddamn good samurai game. The people who made Avengers, they're like, oh, Avengers, Iron Man, fly around, yeah, man, we got this right here. People will buy it because there's Avengers on it. Yeah, man, let's cash in on that. And you see that no one bought it because it's trash. Avengers, can you still hear me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this: the Avengers, in my opinion, is no longer a selling point.
Oh yeah, no. It was
for any media.
Yeah.
No, for any media.
Yeah.
A lot of people are done. A lot of people are done. To a lot of people, when you see Avengers Endgame, that was their end game to most Marvel anything. That was 10 years, 10, maybe even 10 plus if you want to include other Marvels that weren't in the universe. But for the Marvel universe, 10 plus years of investing investment, 10 plus years of learning these characters, falling in love with these characters, 10 plus years of build up. That build up ended with Endgame. 90, quite a bit of people are done. They do not care about anything else that comes out. Most people's favorite Avenger was who? Iron Man. Where's Iron Man? Dead. So therefore, being the Avengers name is no longer a selling point. Captain America's not there. Black Widow's not there. Hawkeye's basically retired. No one cares now about the Avengers. And they really thought that the Avengers name was going to sell that fucking game.
It almost did.
Don't you think when people played the beta, they already knew? Hell no. I played that beta, I'm like, nah. Server crashes, lag, load times take 30 fucking years. Fucking the multiplayer matchmaking is absolute god awful. Why would I buy this game?
Yeah,
and on top of that, it's a looter game. Loot games don't do good until years later. So
yeah, and as I said to one of my friends, I said, and I quote, because he was mad that Godfall got compared to like Anthem and all them, and I said, well, there are games in this world that don't get that luxury of choosing not what to get compared to and what not to get compared to. You cannot choose when you're worse in the game. It's not possible. Like you don't have a choice. Like that's not your choice. You know what I mean? And I said this. I was like, dog, PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale came out as the worst Smash Brothers. It had no choice. Could not. It couldn't beat that stigma. Freaking. What else? Oh yeah, I was like, Anthem came out as a worst Destiny, and it could not choose that. It couldn't choose. Like you can't be a worse. Lords of the Fallen came out as a worse Dark Souls game, and like I said, it had no choice. So, you know, as I say to anybody who's listening to this podcast, I say this: if your game is being compared to a game unfavorably, it's no longer. You don't have the choice of trying the. You can't compare as nonsense. You don't have a choice. Neo is one of the games that can do that because it's like, all right, we're literally like a Souls game, but we have our own unique thing, but we're actually a good game. So it has a choice to be like, oh yeah, now we're Souls-like, but you know, you can't compare it to Dark Souls. Fucking again, Lords of the Fallen can't. It's worse. It is officially dubbed as one of the worst games out there. You don't have a choice. Like what the fuck? Anthem definitely don't got no goddamn choice. Even though they're coming out with like whatever, it don't got no choice. PlayStation All Stars, it had no choice. What are the bad games? What are the games out there? Oh yeah, Godfall, 110% doesn't have a choice because it came out and people are comparing it to Warframe, and I'm like,
I mean that's what it is.
Yeah, I'm like, you're getting unfavorably compared to Warframe. That means you're doing a worse job than Warframe currently. How, like, did you not learn from Destiny twice? Destiny came out horrible twice. All you had to do was just come out and be better than goddamn Warframe. Not come out and be worse than Warframe. But apparently they wanted to be worse than Warframe. So it's not my problem.
The problem is these companies or whomever, they look at these loot games and they legitimately think that players are going to want to invest in their game for the long haul, no matter how bad it might be and all that shit. And the problem is most gamers will not. Warframe has been out for almost 10 years now. Okay? If not 10 years already.
Yeah.
Give or take. Okay?
Uh-huh.
When Warframe came out, it was a beta. A was free. It's still free. And it was a beta that was not very good, but it was free, so people looked at it as this is a progression type game.
Yeah.
In 10 years, Warframe has done a lot. It has done. I remember playing Warframe on PC,
Yeah.
and then I remember really getting involved in it the day the PS4 launched. You look at Warframe from back then to Warframe now, it's almost two completely different fucking. But the difference is they've been adding shit since the time of release.
Yep.
Their plan was to keep adding things from continue of release. No dime was spent playing Warframe unless you chose to buy Warframe suits or weapons or platinum. You buy that game, you want to play Warframe, you just go download it. Done. Back then, same way. Unless you bought the Founders Pack. Founder Pack always basically like their donation, like their Kickstarters, essentially.
Oh shit, you're right.
Anthem, Godfall, Destiny to a certain extent, though I think Destiny came out far better than both of those games combined. Those games come out, A, with a $60 price tag, B, with all this hype, but then deliver nothing. And then what they try to do is they try to give these press releases, give it time, we're listening to feedback.
I hate that. I hate when places say that.
Please give us time. We're listening to your feedback. We're working on making changes. Motherfucker, do anyone play test your games? Number one. Number two, do y'all not look at the games previously before you? These developers look at these games as if it's like they don't do no research. It's like whoever making these games do not do research on what not to do.
And it doesn't make.
How dare you? How can you make a game? You look at Warframe, and you don't think that people are going to compare your game to Warframe? Look at the fuck you're doing. Suits and melee. It's one of the main things Warframe does. Suits and melee.
That is true.
Warframe, and its free game didn't have much to do. You and your $70 game don't have much to do. That is fun.
Oh yeah, it is 7.
Look at Anthem. Anthem, at least Anthem, the flying, the system of flying around and stuff like that was somewhat okay. The problem with Anthem, like everything else, the storyline was mundane. I had to stop progression to do stupid shit. There is basically no end game. It was all pointless for nothing. And overall, just not that fun of a game at the end of the day. The flying got old. I understood the gimmicks. I have defended Anthem on this show by base not defending the game as being good, but defending the game on knowing the gimmick of the game, which is their suits, which does, to me, a better job than Godfall suits, because apparently Godfall suits are all the same, but except for one ability. Ooh. So it's like, so you don't look at Godfall, you don't look at Division 1, you don't look at Destiny 1 and 2, you just say, a loot slasher game, woohoo, and here you go. As if this is what people want, and then you'll come out 2 years with a 2.0. By that point, it's too late. I tell people all the time, people are, you gotta give Anthem a chance. I'm like, whether I give it a chance or not is irrelevant. It's too late. It's vastly too late. It's 2.0. It's been 2 years. If I give it a chance, it'll be a chance to see just how it plays. But more likely, the game as a whole, and listen, the game could be great. It could. This 2.0 bullshit, it could be the thing that makes this game go from like a 5 to an 8. It could. I'm not saying it can't. But do you think the player base is going to come back to your game? And even so, even if they did, it's too late. You're considered a failure. The only way you become the only way you redeem yourself after that is by doing 2.0. And you gain some fans back to buy your second game. And at that point, you might get people to buy. People got people to buy Destiny 2. Like people got people to buy Division 2. And honestly speaking, the only thing about Destiny 1 that was bad was mainly the story and the end game. And it didn't take long for the gunplay was always fantastic. The loot was a bit garbage in Destiny 1, but the story was trash. And overall, it was kind of a boring, repetitive game once you hit end game. But the gunplay was so good, you kind of looked past that. You had the PvP. So you had things in Destiny 1 to kind of make you look past that. You know, co-op was great or good. Division 1 the same way. I thought the loot drops in Division was god awful. But the gunplay was fine. Running around with your friends made the game at least a little bit better. The Dark Zone PvP was a unique thing. You know, open world PvP with PvE and that. It made it unique. And it gave it some life. Now, it didn't take Division a year to really, I say, get jumping about 6 months or so. But it wasn't a good, it wasn't like some great loot game. They never are. Really? Godfall came out and did not look at any of the mistakes that these other loot games did, and thus it is a failure. You've been better off making it a Dark Souls fucking loot game. Type loot game. Yeah?
Oh, wow. Yeah, you're right. They might as well have made Dark Souls type of game.
Might as well.
Yeah, but that shit was just, it's, like I said, it's fucking terrible when, it's really bad when again, your game has to report that, hey, we suck. Like, we're terrible. Oh, my bad. Like, come on, bro.
Please give us a chance to fix our game.
Give me a chance to fix it. We'll fix it. And I go, for me, again, and I say this about 100 times. I'll say it 1,000 times. I say it 200,000 times. For me, you're a one and done. I'm not going to get you back. The only way I'll get you back is that everybody and their grandmother can convince me to get you back. But other than that, like, you'll never see me playing No Man's Sky, or you'll never see me playing, like, fucking, what was the name of that other game? Oh yeah, damn it, don't worry about it. You'll definitely never see me playing Anthem. I don't even like EA, you know that. You'll never see me playing Anthem. You'll never see me playing half these goddamn games that come out, especially if they come out shitty. I'm just not gonna waste my time.
And there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm one of the minds of, I look at games and I give games a chance, mainly because, when I look at loot games, I honestly don't even look at them as far as, the general game itself. I look at them for, mainly in the co-op way.
Yeah.
So if you come out, like, I'll just use Anthem for example, since that's like the most, the one that's really just doing something now. Would I play Anthem 2.0? I would try it, more likely, because I'm sure one of my friends might try it. And I might try it with them just to see how it is. Because I don't like talking about stuff that I don't experience myself. That's always been me. Whether it's a movie, a game, I can't come on here and talk shit about something if I haven't done it, or if I haven't played it, or haven't watched it in completion. So for me, I will play Anthem 2.0 just to see if it's trash, or if it's better. Regardless of if it's better or if it's trash, the bottom line is it's too late for Anthem. They would have to make a second one and pray that people buy it. Will I buy a second one? Probably not.
No.
But the end result is dead. It's dead as a doornail. And the Godfall, I don't know, I can only base off from what I've seen of Godfall, and usually I don't base opinions on games I've seen, but when I've seen the content that Godfall has, all I say is a loot game. Now, I'm not saying the game is not fun to play. The combat could be great. That might lead some people to play it on its own. Some people say they love the combat. I've heard others say they hate the combat. because of the stupid systems of you can't dodge while you're attacking.
Yeah, it's just weird.
Fine. Fine. Some people don't like the camp. Like, I've heard both sides of the combat with Godfall. Usually in loot games, there's that one aspect that kind of keeps you playing. In Destiny, it was the gunplay. Division was the kind of open world. In Anthem, it was flying around with your suit. In Godfall, it could be the melee. If I bought the game tomorrow, it could be the melee. But from what I've seen, and everything I've seen, it looks like every other loot game starting out. Trash content, repetitive content that's not fun, and then on top of that, the Warframe stuff is already there. The fact that you can't even pick your own outfit when you start the game, you must pick a Phoenix. It's automatically 3 points down for me. Automatic. It goes from a 10 to a 7 just off that alone. If you give me 12 suits, and I can't pick what suit I want to start with first, you've already lost points. Already. You have to regain those points. And from what I've seen in Godfall, Fighting Cowboy, I don't know if you watched YouTube, but he played for an hour and a half and dropped it. Done.
Damn.
If someone, an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours tops, done. What the fuck does that say?
That you're not good?
He didn't like the game. He was done. He was about to demon soul or wherever he was playing. But the fact of the matter is that they didn't learn their lessons.
I hate that shit.
It's like even Warframe. I believe I could be wrong. I don't remember. I didn't play it from start on PC, but on start on PS4, I had the option of 3 suits. It didn't say, "Oh, here's 3 suits, but you can only pick Excalibur." No, you can pick at a time Excalibur, Mag, and Loki.
Yeah.
That was it. Those are the suits. You can pick 3. You line up 12 suits. I have the ability to look at each suit and what their passives are. Knowing me, I'll probably go for the bleed veil suit. Why not? So you're telling me, no, you can't play this suit right now. You gotta play with the Phoenix suit. And there you go. Have fun. But that's not the suit I want to play. Oh, well, go fuck yourself. Then why line me up 12 suits? I guarantee you, in their first little major update, that'll be patched. No one wants that shit.
It will be.
If I'm playing co-op with you, why should I have to play co-op with 3 other people using the exact same suit? When we, clearly don't want to use the suit.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, and it's like developers just do shit just to get it out there. They don't even think about it. They don't think from a gamer's perspective. That's why I think half these developers aren't even gamers. They can't be.
Oh yeah.
They can't be.
They can't be.
And if they are gamers, they play Fortnite.
No.
Half these developers cannot be true gamers. Who on the fucking right mind will say, yeah, not letting them pick one suit to start off with, any of the 12 suits to start off with is a good choice. There's no lore here. I watched. There's no fucking story to make me say, let me pick this suit right here. None! There was no lore explanation on why I had to pick this Phoenix suit here. None. From what I've seen, the fire damage didn't make things easier. So why am I forced to play this suit? You're already, like I said, you're already 3 points down. You're already down to a 7. So I don't know, man. I feel sorry for loot games. It seems the only one that somewhat gets it right is Borderlands. The only problem with Borderlands is they nerf everything.
Because they don't want everybody to be broken no more. I don't want you to be broken no more.
In a PvE game, but whatever.
I mean, yeah, you're right. But
doesn't make any sense to me. Oh, we didn't anticipate our community making such overpowered builds. Really now? You don't think logically. You tell me, oh, Flak has invisibility. Flak does automatic crit. This gun has top crit damage in the game. Let me combine this with Flak. There you go. Oh, really now? You didn't think about that now, did you? Oh, we were nerf Flak's tree, so everyone else used other trees. Well, let me see. A nerf Flak invisible tree was still better than both your other trees because the pets were fucking garbage. If you bring everything else up instead of nerfing down, maybe you'll have a working class where everyone can play different things. Instead, you want to keep nerfing to make that unplayable so everyone else goes to the other classes. And then eventually, like I did, drop your fucking game because they're tired of the nerfs. They're tired of the nerfs. I have not touched Borderlands in months, and I'm not going back. I'm done.
Same here. I will go back. Like all the DLCs came out, but I'm gonna wait before I play all of them.
Nope, not playing. I don't gotta wait.
I wait till Spirit gets all of them drinks.
That's fine.
Next,
I can't do
it. We've ranted on long enough about these games. Let's talk about Survivor Series. While we're sitting here.
Did we talk about Survivor Series last week?
Nope.
Or did we?
That was a pre drink. We talked about
preview, right?
Yeah. Now it's the review. What did you think about Survivor Series as a whole, man?
It was a show that happened. Yes, that's my review. It was a show that happened. Listen, wrestling now, man. I don't know. There is no real excitement in wrestling, if you know what I mean. Like, there's just nothing that is really, building up to make me say, yeah, man, that was a fine, good thing. Or make me want to, at least in the, when we talk about gaming, we're all avid gamers. And we want to see it succeed. So, and there's some interest there.
Yeah.
That's why we rant. In wrestling, the only time we rant on wrestling is when someone got fucked over, like Zelina Vega, or when someone's getting mistreated in creative, like Aleister Black.
Lana,
we rant on that because it's bullshit. But legitimately, Survivor Series, like I think I said this last week on the podcast. Yeah. Nothing's happening. Like, I don't, and now, honestly speaking, I don't even care about Roman Reigns. I don't. Okay, he's a prick. Great. Is he doing fantastic work? Yes. But it's literally, you failed me, bro. You failed me because you got out of my face. Woo, 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 woo. The locker room don't fear me. Why the fuck would they fear you?
Yeah, that was weird. He's
like, this.
If they don't take you seriously, that means they'll take me seriously. If they don't fear me. I was like, your life is
Roman. But it's like, Roman, half the people in the locker room have been working with you for 7+ years. Why would they fear you? Why would they fear you? Because you're a new attitude? Because you'll hit someone below the belt? How many times have you been hit below the belt, Mr. Reigns? There's no real... I feel like the character's great. The storyline with the Usos is great. It's all great. But in the grand scheme, I'm like, I just don't care. Because you're saying shit that doesn't even make sense. You want Jay to make people fear you, and then you get mad when Jay fails, but you claim that Jay is beneath you. So if Jay is beneath you at the head of the table, why would people fucking fear him? What makes you think someone beneath you is going to make you make someone fear you? That doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
Like, I look at, they don't fear you, so they don't fear me. Why the fuck would they fear Jay Uso? Who the fuck is Jay? Yeah, a tag team wrestler. Great. But who is Jay Uso? He's not the head of the table. He's not the Universal Champion. So, as far as I'm concerned, if you send me Jay Uso, what that does for me is basically make you come to me by beating the shit out of Jay Uso and serving him up as a silver platter, bloody, bruised, and then you'll come down and play. That's all I see Jay Uso as, is a token lackey. To get to Roman, you must beat Jay. Okay, great. Goodbye, Jay. Now Roman, how are you doing? So it doesn't make any sense. Why would I fear Jay Uso? Why would fighting Jay Uso make me fear Roman? I've been working with him for 7 years. I don't want to fear now. I don't know, man. It's like I said, everything Roman is doing is great. I mean, everything, delivery, promo, the character. I
Yeah.
just honestly just don't care. There's something about it where I'm just like, I just don't care. Like, you're feuding with Kevin Owens through the proxy of Jey Uso, and it's like, I get it. You want to get to the head. I understand. To get to the quote unquote tribal chief, you must beat the lackeys in the way.
Yeah.
But I just genuinely don't care. And maybe that's not. And maybe that's just because WWE as a whole is just boring. You know, you watch 2 hours of Monday Night Raw. What? I have to wait all night just to see a Roman Reigns segment, and then the whole show has been trash since then, or average.
Uh,
You know, Survivor Series was a show that just happened. I like Drew. I like Drew versus Roman. I liked Oscar versus Oscar versus Sasha. Uh, every other match, I liked Seth because he was fucking hilarious. That shit was hilarious.
yeah, that was weird. I get it. What did you think about the 8-man pointless battle royale for something the 18-man battle?
I didn't care.
Do you know what the point of that
to
was?
To get everybody a Survivor Series payday.
Okay, because that
it meant nothing. With Miz winning.
All right, the Team Raw match, the 5-on-5 elimination match was to me a huge disappointment. Simply because, like, SmackDown got wiped completely, which was stupid. I was like, why didn't they make it at least more entertaining than this? It was a 19-minute wipe. The match of the night for me was probably the tag team match, because that match was actually really good. I didn't think it would be as good as it was. I didn't care for the match.
I think the match of the night.
You said what? Hello?
I think. I think my match of the night was Roman versus.
Huh.
You know, I don't know.
Like, you
just
actually
doesn't
like that
feel.
match?
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was good. The tag team match was great, but I don't know. I liked the Roman Drew match simply because of the fact that I was more curious of how they would beat Drew. I mean, it was kind of a foregone conclusion. The New Day was losing, and they should have not win. So that was kind of obvious. Sasha and Asuka. I mean, Sasha right now is being pushed. You know, she has to beat Sasha. I mean, she has to beat Asuka at some point.
Yeah.
So the 5-on-5 matches outside Seth Rollins' elimination, what I thought was fucking hilarious. Everything else was pointless in that match. The females match was actually pretty decent until. Well, I called it. Lana being the Soul Survivor, I actually called it, so I'm not shocked there, but it was what it was. And outside of that, I mean, there was really nothing else of interest. So my main interest was seeing how Roman was going to beat Drew McIntyre, how WWE was going to book Drew McIntyre to lose this match to kind of keep him looking strong. And, you know, and some people say they didn't. I think it took a low blow and Jey Uso to beat this man. Roman could not beat him. You know,
which is bull, but hey, whatever.
They took the Brock Lesnar approach with this match towards the end, where Roman kept hitting spear after spear after spear, and Drew kept kicking out. Which, again, you know, the match should have never happened. But if you're gonna make Drew look like a fucking strong beast, then having him kick out all those spears, I mean, it kind of doesn't make sense. I mean, it kind of does, but kind of doesn't, considering, well, it took one RKO Drew to pin you in Hell in a Cell. Yeah, you fell off the thing into a table, but I mean, you did go through a table and got speared through a barricade here. I'm pretty sure, maybe not the exact same hurt, but, you know, it's still hurting you. You kick out like 4 fucking spears, but you lost to a single RKO. But, you know, they had to book him fucking ultra strong because they knew they were going to pin him. So, a low blow, Jey Uso.
Yeah, you're right. So, thinking about it, you're right. But What do you think about the Bobby Lashley versus Sami Zayn match? The farce that it was for 7 minutes of my goddamn life. 7 minutes of Bobby Lashley versus Sami Zayn.
He knows I skipped that match, right?
Oh, really? You lucky bastard.
No, you know I didn't say that match at all, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. There was no point.
That match was just bad, son.
A, there was no. I mean, I kind of wanted Sami Zayn to win, but realistically, there's no way they're gonna be Bobby Lashley. B, it was a terrible match, so I that's why I just skipped right over it. I did not care. I mean, I watched it, but I'm talking about right now. I skipped over it because who cares?
That's hilarious. What else did we talk about here? Oh, we damn it talked about all the matches. Yeah, so if you was to give it a star,
if you was to give it a star out of 5, are we doing out of 5 stars?
Out of 5 stars, man, like a regular wrestling joint.
You know what? I'll give it a 3.
You know, I was gonna say the same thing. I would give it 3 stars.
It wasn't like I said, it wasn't a shit show. It was just a show that happened. No importance, no real care. Just a show that happened.
Yep. I would have to agree with that. It was just a show that, like, legit. Every other match was like, yay. Other matches just like, what the fuck am I watching? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. But yeah, good match. Do I care? Not really.
No. I didn't care about half the matches on the roster. And then when I saw the results of half these stupid ass matches on the roster, I was like, yeah, okay. Like, get out of here, bro. Like I said, the men's 5-on-5 match was enough for me to go, no, I'm good.
Hey man, Seth Rollins.
He said,
for the greater good.
Yeah, got it.
Drops to his knees. Do your part. Stretches his arms out.
Yeah, that
Sheamus.
was weird.
Sheamus does this whole bro thing, and Seth Rollins' head is still in the nosebleed of the Thunderdome. Still there. God, I caught on the show late. I caught on the show kind of late, and I'm looking at the match. I'm like, where the fuck is Seth? I was counting the SmackDown. I'm like, what the fuck happened? Where's Seth Rollins? Is he like hurt? Is he getting knocked out of the ring? Where's he at? I watch him like, this man's not here. Is he? Let me see what happened. And then I turn and I see him. I'm like, okay, here's Seth, and he just says, for a greater good, plop. Stretches his arms out like Chris Jericho. Drink it in, man. Fucking Sheamus kicked his head way into the nosebleed somewhere. It's still there, rolling around in the seats. Fucking Rollins. The greater good. I want to know what the greater good is, Rollins. Is it your child? Is that the greater good? Is that what the greater good has always been? Your future, your child?
I mean, I guess, bro.
I don't know what the greater good is. Maybe the greater good is me. I don't know. Is it greater good of PlayStation 5 and Xbox One? Is it Vincent Kennedy McMahon retiring and relaxing on a beach somewhere, letting someone else run the show? Is that the greater good, Mr. Rollins? I would love to know.
We'll find out one day.
Probably not, because when he comes back, I mean, let me ask you this: heel babyface when he comes back, not what you want, what you think.
Babyface.
Do you think he comes back with burn it down, or do you think he comes back as
he comes back with burn it down? He better not come back as Messiah. That gimmick died now. It's dead. It's finito.
So the right question is, do you see Roman versus Seth as Seth is the babyface and Roman is obviously the heel?
Yeah, because they fought with the opposite. So yeah, I do see that happening.
Because it's like, as much as I want Seth to be heel, I don't think he's a bad babyface if they rely on his wrestling. But it's like, Seth's going away. We know why he's going away. He's having a child. People, he has said some dumb shit on social media. But at the end of the day, he is becoming a father. People are going to miss him for a while. The heart makes, you know, not being there makes the heart grow fonder.
Yeah.
Granted, there's no fans, so you can technically do what you want. But at the Royal Rumble, there may be fans. With him having a baby with Becky, people are probably gonna cheer him anyway. So, I mean, he probably come back as a baby face. I don't know. He could come back as a heel, but the thing with Seth is the only way you can keep him as a heel if he's going to be at the top of the card is Roman has to be babyface. You can't have Seth and Roman be heel on the same brand if both are going to be at the top of the card. Why is Seth going to be at the top of the card? You're asking because there's no one else to be at the top of the card. Seth will be back for WrestleMania, so though I don't think it'll be Roman versus Seth at Mania. I don't think it could. I doubt it, but then again, there's no heels on SmackDown either. So Seth may come back as the heel because there's no heels on SmackDown. I don't know.
We'll see. We will see.
Yes,
so. But
yeah,
let's get our asses out of here because me and you got lives. Is there anything else you wanted to say to the people?
No, not at all. Just drink it in, team.
Yep. All right, guys, we'll catch you in the next podcast. Hopefully, you have a full cast next time. But all right, guys.
Hopefully.